We all have different parts inside of us. They are like characters in a play. Each part has its own personality, feelings, and thoughts. Sometimes these parts conflict with each other. This can cause us stress, anxiety, and other problems. Internal family systems, or IFS, is a type of therapy that helps us understand and work with these parts. Think of IFS as a compassionate guide to navigating your inner world. IFS is becoming increasingly popular. It is a powerful tool for personal growth and healing. By understanding IFS, we can learn to live in greater harmony with ourselves. This can lead to a more fulfilling and joyful life. When we are connected to ourselves, we feel peace and wholeness. Our parts often get in the way of experiencing ourselves. These parts develop in childhood as a way to protect us from pain. For example, we might develop a part that is highly critical of ourselves. This part might have developed to protect us from criticism from others. Or we might develop a part that is always trying to please others. While these parts had good intentions, they can often cause us problems in adulthood. IFS therapy helps us to understand the roles that our parts play in our lives. It also helps us to develop a more compassionate relationship with them. When we can understand and accept our parts, we can start to heal the pain that they are holding. IFS offers a compassionate and effective approach to personal growth and healing. Internal family systems, or IFS, views the psyche as comprised of different parts. Each part is like a distinct personality within us, with its own perspective, feelings, and motivations. These parts are not separate entities, but rather aspects of our overall being. Imagine your inner world as a family living under one roof. Each family member or part has its own role and way of responding to situations. Recognizing these roles helps us understand their functions and how they impact our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Managers are the control freaks of our inner system. They strive to maintain order, avoid pain, and ensure our survival. They are proactive, always planning and strategizing to keep us safe and in control. Think of a manager part as the strict parent who sets rules and enforces boundaries. While managers can be helpful in navigating the external world, their need for control can become excessive. This can lead to anxiety, rigidity, and difficulty experiencing spontaneity and joy. Firefighters, on the other hand, are reactive parts that jump in when emotional fires erupt. They are driven by an urgency to extinguish overwhelming feelings like fear, shame, or sadness. While their intentions are good, their methods can be impulsive and even destructive. Imagine a firefighter as a frantic friend who, upon seeing you upset, rushes to distract you with excessive shopping, alcohol, or risky behaviors. While firefighters provide temporary relief, their actions can create more problems in the long run. Understanding their role is crucial to developing healthier coping mechanisms and emotional regulation. The fire drill meditation, a core practice in IFS, is a guided visualization that helps you connect with your inner world and understand the dynamics of your parts. Imagine it as a gentle yet powerful exploration of your inner family system. This meditation aims to create a safe space for you to observe, understand, and ultimately befriend your parts. In the fire drill meditation, you identify a specific situation or trigger that evokes a strong emotional response within you. Once you've identified your alarm, the meditation guides you to notice the parts that become activated. Are you feeling anxious, defensive, or withdrawn? Observe these feelings and sensations without judgment. As you delve deeper into the meditation, you'll be guided to connect with the firefighters rushing to put out the emotional flames. With gentle curiosity, you begin to engage with these protective parts. Imagine approaching them as a compassionate observer, acknowledging their efforts to keep you safe. Ask them about their fears, their motivations, and what they believe would happen if they weren't there to protect you. Listen attentively to their responses, remembering that these parts developed in your past to shield you from pain. This understanding is crucial to fostering a more harmonious relationship with your inner world. By building bridges of understanding, you create space for healing and growth. The fire drill meditation invites you to offer reassurance to your parts, letting them know that you appreciate their efforts and that you're now here to support them in a healthier way. This might involve expressing gratitude for their protection or gently challenging outdated beliefs that no longer serve you. Imagine extending a hand of friendship to each part, acknowledging their presence and their importance in your overall well-being. As you cultivate a sense of inner compassion, you may notice a shift within you. The intensity of your emotional reactions may lessen, replaced by a growing sense of self-acceptance and inner peace. With each meditation, you gain a clearer understanding of your inner landscape, learning to navigate your emotions with greater awareness and skill. Internal Family Systems (IFS) offers a transformative approach to mental health by fostering profound self-awareness. Through practices like the fire drill meditation, we embark on a journey of discovery, uncovering the hidden motivations and dynamics within our inner world. This newfound awareness is the cornerstone of emotional healing and personal growth. IFS provides the tools to observe these parts without judgment, understanding their origins, their desires, and their impact on our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Self-awareness empowers us to make conscious choices rather than being ruled by unconscious reactions. We develop the capacity to pause, reflect, and choose responses that align with our values and aspirations. One of the most significant benefits of IFS is its ability to enhance emotional regulation. By understanding the roles our parts play in our emotional landscape, we gain greater control over our responses to life's challenges. We learn to navigate difficult emotions with more grace and resilience, reducing their intensity and impact. IFS helps us become adept emotional surfers, riding the waves of feelings without being overwhelmed by their force. We develop a toolbox of techniques to manage difficult emotions, preventing them from dictating our actions and decisions. Through IFS, we cultivate the capacity to create space between a triggering event and our reaction. This space, even if just a brief pause, allows us to access our innate wisdom and choose a more skillful response. We move from impulsive reactivity to mindful responsiveness, fostering inner peace and healthier relationships. At its core, Internal Family Systems is a path of healing and wholeness. By understanding and befriending our parts, we address the root causes of our suffering, creating space for profound transformation. We begin to heal old wounds, release limiting beliefs, and step more fully into the fullness of who we are. Internal Family Systems provides the tools to gently remove the weeds of fear, self-criticism, and limiting beliefs, allowing the flowers of our true nature to blossom. We create fertile ground for growth, nurturing qualities of compassion, self-acceptance, and inner peace. As we heal our internal divisions, we experience greater harmony within ourselves and in our relationships with others. We approach interactions with more empathy, understanding, and authenticity, fostering deeper connections and a greater sense of belonging. Internal Family Systems empowers us to live more fulfilling and meaningful lives. One of the most profound shifts I've experienced through Internal Family Systems is a transformation in how I relate to myself. Like many people, I used to be plagued by a relentless inner critic, constantly judging and berating myself for perceived flaws and shortcomings. Internal Family Systems helped me recognize this inner critic not as an inherent part of my identity, but rather as a protective part, albeit a misguided one, trying to keep me safe from the pain of criticism and rejection. Through the lens of internal family systems, I began to understand that this part, which I named the judge, had developed in my childhood as a way to shield me from the harsh judgments of a critical parent. Through the compassionate inquiry encouraged by internal family systems, I began to develop a more understanding relationship with the judge. Over time, as I continued to offer compassion and reassurance, the judge's grip on me began to loosen. This shift from self-criticism to self-compassion has been transformative. I'm now able to approach myself with greater kindness and understanding, recognizing that imperfections are an inherent part of the human experience. Internal family systems has also been instrumental in helping me heal old emotional wounds that had been impacting my life in often unconscious ways. For years, I struggled with a deep-seated fear of abandonment, which manifested in my relationships as clinginess, anxiety, and a tendency to overgive. Through internal family systems, I began to understand that this fear of abandonment stemmed from a childhood experience of loss. When I was young, my father, whom I was very close to, unexpectedly passed away. Through the guided visualizations and compassionate inquiry of internal family systems, I was able to connect with the part of me that had been frozen in time since my father's death, a part I named Little Sarah. As I spent time with little Sarah in my inner world, offering her compassion, reassurance, and the unconditional love she so desperately craved, I could feel the grip of the past begin to loosen. Gradually, little Sarah began to heal, and as she did, the intensity of my fear of abandonment subsided. This healing allowed me to show up in my relationships with greater security, vulnerability, and authenticity. Embracing vulnerability, the power of authenticity. IFS has empowered me to embrace vulnerability as a strength. I had built walls around my heart, fearing rejection. This guardedness prevented deep connections. I discovered my fear stemmed from a part I named the protector. The protector aimed to keep me safe, but its measures no longer served me. By hiding my true self, I pushed away connections. With guidance, I challenged the protector's beliefs. I encouraged it to relax its grip. Embracing vulnerability has been liberating. I confronted my fears and stepped outside my comfort zone, trusting I am worthy of love and belonging. The rewards have been immeasurable. By showing up authentically, I have experienced deep connections. Part 6, Conclusion. Integrating our inner family, a foundation for well-being. Internal family systems, IFS, embraces our inner complexity. Conflict isn't failure, it's growth. Like an orchestra, our parts can create harmony under a compassionate conductor. IFS guides us to understand and integrate each part for overall well-being. This ongoing process fosters peace, joy, and fulfillment. The transformative power of self-compassion. Self-compassion means treating ourselves with the same kindness and acceptance we offer to loved ones. It's about meeting ourselves with gentle acceptance and offering grace. Imagine embracing a younger version of yourself. Self-compassion creates a nurturing inner environment for healing. We replace self-criticism with kindness and understanding. This gentle shift is transformative. We extend compassion to others, creating loving and hopeful relationships. Embracing the journey, a lifelong exploration. IFS is not a quick fix or a one-size-fits-all solution, but rather a lifelong journey of self-discovery and growth. It's a process of cultivating a deeper relationship with ourselves, one marked by curiosity, compassion, and a willingness to embrace the fullness of who we are, imperfections and all. Imagine embarking on a grand adventure, filled with unexpected twists and turns, moments of profound insight, and times of challenge and uncertainty. The path of IFS is rarely linear, but it's in the moments of exploration, even the difficult ones, that we often discover the greatest treasures within ourselves. As you continue to explore the principles and practices of IFS, remember to be patient with yourself. Change takes time, and there's no need to rush the process. Approach each new discovery with a sense of curiosity and openness, allowing yourself to be surprised by the wisdom and resilience you uncover within yourself. The journey of IFS is ultimately about embracing the fullness of who we are, with all our complexities and contradictions. It's about recognizing that we are not broken or fragmented, but rather multifaceted beings with an innate capacity for healing, growth, and wholeness.